Dean, a specialized synthetic model developed by the Grant Corporation, was one of two such creations designed for distinct roles in the company's Xenomorph research facility. In contrast to his counterpart, Jerry, whose mission was to infiltrate and observe the Xenomorph hive, Dean's purpose was to serve as a formidable guardian responsible for neutralizing and controlling the hive's population should it become a threat. Dean's capabilities were nothing short of awe-inspiring. He possessed a 3-ton titanium exoskeleton encased in impenetrable armor and an outer layer fortified with Neutrogel, the stuff that protected you from Xenomorph blood. This left him virtually indestructible, a formidable adversary in any confrontation. Heavily armed synthetic, Dean was equipped with a powerful plasma rifle that delivered concussive force of unparalleled magnitude and boasted an energy supply that seemed inexhaustible. In addition to this primary weapon, Dean's arsenal included heavy ordnance such as thermite grenades and flamethrowers, making him a force to be reckoned with in the face of Xenomorph outbreaks. The monstrous android of colossal proportions appeared in the comic titled Aliens Stronghold and served as a security synthetic at Dr. Casper Nordling's research facility. In this video, we will explore Dean as described in the 4-issue comic, but before that, let's delve into the comic story to get a better perspective and context. So without further ado, let's begin, shall we? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Prelude to Dean's story. The Grant Corporation, founded by Daniel Grant in the 22nd century, was a significant Earth-based interplanetary conglomerate in the alien universe. What set it apart from other companies of its era was its relatively ethical approach to the study and utilization of xenomorphs. While other firms wanted to become powerful by abusing the xenomorphs, Grant Corporation and Daniel Grant actually wanted to help people. Naturally, the Grant Corporation played a fairly important role in advancing xenomorph-related technology and pharmaceuticals. Notable achievements included the development of acid-resistant suits for handling xenomorphs and the creation of XenoZip, a synthetic drug derived from the royal jelly produced by xenomorph queens. The story of Aliens Stronghold begins with supply runners and security auditors Philip and Joy Strunk, who arrive at Dr. Casper Nordling's research facility. Their official mission was to deliver synthetic components, but they had another motive. It was to uncover any suspicious activities by Nordling for potential prosecution. The Strunk couple had been previously informed that Nordling might be conducting increasingly criminal activities in the name of science, and they had been sent to investigate. Dr. Nordling extends a warm welcome, introducing them to his all-android staff. Among the synthetic crew is Jerry, a xenomorph-speaking synthetic who stands as a successor to Stan Mayakovsky's Norbert. We have explored Norbert in one of our videos, so you can check it out to learn about how the first android, Xenomorph, was created and what Mayakovsky's motivation was behind the same. Anyway, Nordling shares his project with the Strunks, a plan to create a deadly virus capable of eradicating the entire xenomorph species. However, Nordling's abusive treatment of his android employees, especially his secretary Lizzie, whom he objectifies and uses as a sex synth, raises concern, and it is particularly disliked by Joy. This whole setup sets in motion a complex and morally charged plotline. The Grant Corporation's ethical stance, combined with the intricate interpersonal dynamics of its characters, including Jerry, a synthetic xenomorph, will reveal many fascinating things about Dean, probably the most powerful synthetic ever. Trapped whistleblowers. Trouble brews in Casper Nordling's containment hive, which leads to the development of heavily armed synthetic specialist Dean. Now, it was fairly obvious that things are deemed to go wrong if you bring in xenomorphs and try to control them. They are called nature's most vicious and deadliest killers for a reason. Furthermore, Casper seems to derive some perverse enjoyment from taunting Jerry, frequently sending him into the hive on various errands. However, Dean often fails to differentiate between the regular xenomorphs and Jerry, which means that Jerry could be annihilated by Dean. However, when such situations arise, Jerry desperately tries to identify himself before Dean eliminates him. Things take a darker turn when Philip stumbles upon Casper's disturbing experiments with the xenomorph chestburster. This was the first of many proofs that the Strunks picked up about the messed up stuff Nordling was doing. Later, the need for extra assistance unloading cargo led them to the facility where synthetic Dr. Payne operated. Payne's role was to repair injured or destroyed synthetics, and his disdain for Nordling is palpable. Payne was never happy with the way Nordling treated the synthetics, often subjecting them to cruelty. Joy becomes increasingly suspicious of Nordling's intentions. After being directed to check the facility's security through Lizzie, she goes through the productivity files. Her findings reveal additional unverified ship landings at the facility and a significant disparity between the size of the hive and egg harvesting rates. Meanwhile, the Strunks receive an invitation to dinner from Casper, and it is during this encounter that Joy, fed up with Nordling's behavior, confronts him. But before the couple could take any action, they realize that Nordling had previously drugged their wine, which left them unconscious and under Nordling's grip. Dean to the rescue. In the grim depths of Nordling's controlled xenomorph hive, Joy and Philip find themselves bound at the mercy of the two xenomorph eggs. One of the eggs hatched, and Joy's terror-filled cry filled the air. Things seemed to be over for Joy and her husband, just as all hope seemed lost. Jerry intervened and took care of the emerging face-hugger to rescue the duo from a horrifying fate. Had it not been for Jerry, the story would have ended pretty soon. But of course, they planned to make this a 4-issue comic. Anyway, seeking answers and a means of escape, the trio confronts Dr. Payne in his quarters, requesting access to one of the 2 keys needed to unlock the weapons cache. Despite their pleas, Payne is bound by his programming and initially refuses to assist. Desperate to find a solution to their problem, their path leads them to the landing bay, only to discover that their ship is inaccessible due to Nordling's interference. Another vessel stands nearby, belonging to Shout, a member of the Grant Corporation who periodically arrives to collect xenomorph eggs. It was during this time that Joy uncovered what the scientist was doing. Well, Nordling was profiting from illegal egg sales on the black market, and Shout was his smuggler. With the intention of regaining control over their ship, the group infiltrates Shout's office to uncover classified information. Their efforts are disrupted by a sudden intrusion as Dean crashes into the office, capturing Jerry and holding the Strunks at gunpoint under Nordling's orders. A tense standoff started, and the Strunks once again found themselves in a dangerous situation, but the situation took a positively unexpected turn when Jerry identified himself to Dean, which led to his release. Now, this revealed that our guy, Dean, was actually a good guy. He was not hostile or a madman, as his exterior might have projected. Dean had received little to no programming apart from a set of instructions to destroy xenomorphs, which made him rather dumb. Anyway, in the heart of the moment, Philip attacks Nordling, but he is saved by Lizzie's intervention. However, Jerry eliminates Lizzie by severing her hand and bisecting her head, which allows the trio to escape. As they venture further, they are met by Payne and the other synthetic staff of the facility, armed and seemingly hostile. However, they soon reveal that they have allied themselves with Jerry and the Strunks and commence the destruction of Nordling's sinister research facility. Dean's fate. In a fit of rage, Nordling's impulsive actions led to the overriding of security measures and the opening of the entrance hatch to the dreaded xenomorph hive. A relentless horde of these nightmarish creatures unleashed havoc, their numbers seemingly insurmountable. The Strunks and the valiant synthetics found themselves thrust into a desperate and brutal firefight, defending against the relentless tide of xenomorphs. As the battle raged on and hope waned, Dean broke through a wall, though he remained inert until Philip granted him the authorization to activate his programming in the super perilous environment. With Dean's intervention, the survivors gained a significant advantage, pushing back the xenomorph onslaught. In what can be called a sad climax, the synthetics, through their sacrifice, bought the Strunks the precious time needed to reach their ship and make a daring escape. The bittersweet decision to leave Jerry and the others behind weighed heavily on Joy, but their survival was paramount. Grant Corporation and the whole world needed to know what Nordling had been doing. The ultimate fate of Dean remained shrouded in uncertainty, as his heroic efforts may have contributed to quelling the outbreak alongside the fellow synthetics. However, the unforgiving xenomorphs could have equally overwhelmed and extinguished their artificial allies. Just how powerful was Dean? Dean, the formidable synthetic constructed for the single purpose of xenomorph extermination, was clearly an imposing figure and did his job fairly well as an exterminator of the killer bugs. His distinct characteristics make him a true behemoth among synthetics. If we talk numbers, Dean boasted an impressive height of approximately 10 feet, a height that almost rivaled the xenomorph queen, and he definitely dwarfed xenomorph drones. Dean's creation served the specific function of eliminating xenomorphs, relegating all other capabilities to secondary importance. Furthermore, his resilience and durability were unparalleled. Why do I say this, he was made with a 3-ton titanium exoskeleton reinforced by a Nutrigel exterior, which protected him from the acidic blood of Xenos and rendered him nearly impervious to harm. To help him in his fight against the biochemical monsters, Dean was armed with the specialized heavy plasma rifle, which was an extremely formidable tool. His right arm had a built-in flamethrower, which provided a devastating means to confront the nightmarish creatures. Additionally, mention was made of his possession of thermite grenades and other undisclosed armaments, which further underscored his status as a formidable adversary against the Xenomorph threat. Marvelous verdict. I believe that while some may find Jerry to be unintentionally ridiculous as a synthetic xenomorph who smokes cigars and kills xenomorphs, Dean, on the other hand, was a different ballgame altogether. Although visibly less intelligent, this hulking beast was a great xenomorph killer. But because he was not very intelligent, he was not indestructible, and an alien queen might have the potential of taking him down. Yet, it's rather unfortunate that these amazing characters like Dean do not feature in movies, and instead, we get characters like David, who try to rewrite the entire lore by becoming the creator of Xenomorphs. But that's just my opinion, and I'd be pleased to know if you have something else in mind. You know where to let your opinion be voiced. No, not social media. I meant the comments section.